What's up, everybody? It looks like the low is in. At least that's what I believe for now. We got a solid bounce here on across the board, right? So, man, I was getting some last night, and then we took the low, it took my stop, and then I was asleep, and then it came right back up, and I'm like, oh man, sometimes stop losses bite you in the butt, you know? So now I have to wait for a pullback here. I mean, this thing dropped like a rock. It went immediately right back here. So I um, have to wait here for a pullback. Now we might not even get a pullback. I don't know. This thing could just be like boom, 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 boom. Just start rocking its way up and getting up here like that. I give you many examples. Look at it right here. You had a three-way pullback. You came up, you got a little bit of a pullback here, but that was back to this area, right? And then we just continued. So you didn't really get a pullback like, for example, like this, where you shoot up and then you have a real pullback and then you continue. So that's kind of what I'm hoping for, at least for some of my entries. Um, but it is what it is. We're gonna make money no matter what. So I just really wanted that low because not even for the percentages, but just for the protection. You know what I mean? Because like if you get in here, you got all of this as a risk. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I think there's a good chance that the low could be in here. Again, we have an impulse, we have a three-way pullback, we have 5 waves in here. So you could make the argument that it's finished. Let's look at XRP here. XRP came right back to the lows like we had, anticipated, right? Because we had 3 up and then we came up, we had 3, and that 3-wave shape gave us the indication that we're going to come down. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks finished. Looks like an ABC, some type of flat. Now, there's no guarantee that the low is in, right? But you can see that reversal. You can see how the shape of it, right? I mean, look at that. That's a pretty powerful flip right there. So this is definitely an impulse. So I really want to see it kind of flag out in here and get away from the scene of the crime and then continue. So let's look at theta here. Well, H bar, same thing, right? You had a 3-way pullback. You had another 3 here, and then you had another 3 here. So boom, boom, boom. That's your 3-wave move right there. So you got an impulse, 3-way pullback, reversal. Look at the diag. Look at the 5th wave diag. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Ah, man. I was up late last night too, and then since I'm on the West Coast, it kind of bit me in the rear end, missing these beautiful entries. That's the frustrating part about it. Is you got to be patient. You got to wait for a pullback. You can't FOMO. You can't chase things because eventually you're going to get this, but you may not. That's the thing. So you have to play it smart here if you didn't already get in. But for me, that's why I've can't complain too much because I've been dollar cost averaging anyway. But to get that beautiful low down there, that would have been sweet. So yeah, I'm looking for this thing to come back up here. Now, this could even be more complex than we think, right? This could be 3 down. This whole thing could come up in 3, and then we get 3 later and then go up. That's the tough position, right? So we have to see exactly what happens when we get back up there. If we get back up there, not financial advice, dog, you could see this, I guess you could say a three-wave move, or even a three-wave move like that, an expanded flat. You came down here, you took out the lows, so it looks good for upside. CRV, big three-wave pullback. 1, 2, it looks like we have 5 waves in here. 1, 2, 3, or this could be 4, this could be 5, but that would be way too extended for me. So we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see. Litecoin looks good. I was able to get Litecoin 3-wave pullback below $100. So yeah, that looks good. We got an impulse. We want to kind of flag out a little bit and then continue. So we still got time. We still got time to get in if you haven't, right? Or at least for trading, for hodling, for investing. We've been in, right? We're hodling. We're in. We're not moving. We've been just dollar cost averaging. ADA, same exact thing. 3-wave pullback, impulse. Now it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it's always a tough one to know if the fifth is in or not. A lot of times you go by the look of it, right? Does it look finished, right? And if you look at this using Fibonacci here, boom, 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 you can see look at that. This is what's frustrating. We perfectly hit the 1-to-1. Perfectly. Right? So I had some limit orders set for 1-to-1s. Some of them got hit, some of them didn't. So I like the fact that we have the total 3, the same thing, right? Look at that. We're still going up. Let's zoom in here. 5-minute chart. You just, boom, it just doesn't give you any opportunity. Gets right back up here. So we want to see it kind of do this and then break out. If we can get this, I'm going to go in hard and heavy right there. Definitely. So I think, yeah, everything's looking good so far. Let's keep the momentum going here. Let's look at, if we look at XRP, let's look at theta. Yeah, same, exactly. Everything's the same. So, I mean, everything's the same. Impulse, 3-wave pullback, spike off the low here, right? And then look at this. Look at the bullish divergence. Boom, boom, right there. Actually, you know what? This was actually lower. So what I would do is not that. I would look at it from this perspective. Well, actually, you know what? We don't have, the bullish divergence was there last night. It got taken out. So, if this thing could come down, or it can come up a little bit and then spike the low and then go like this, right? And that's how you get your divergence. So I'm not saying that's going to happen, but that would be nice to see, and then that would really solidify 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because this wave here does look impulsive. 1, 2. I mean, 1, 2, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So it definitely looks finished for now. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I knew this. I knew anytime we're dumping like this, like it happened here, it's going to stop. It's going to give you a big reversal or a big bounce. Look at this bounce. We bounced all the way up, almost 40% off of that bounce. So right now we're currently up 18%. Dang, we're already up 16, 18%. So yeah, it's looking good. And then we can see 1, 2, 3, 4. We're getting candles that are, and then you see that wick there. That was a scam wick. Boom, 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 boom. We wick down. Right. We're building a base. We have a big crash. Now we're building a base, and then we want to escape it. Also, it did exactly. We were talking yesterday about $1.87. I want to say $1.73. I'll have to go back and look at the video what I said, but I believe it was right around there. The reason why is because of this range here, right? See how we sliced right through it? And then we came all the way back to retest these lows in here. We retested those lows. And then if we look at the trend-based fib extension here, whoops, there's a couple different ways you can look at it from this low. Look at that. We perfectly look at that. We perfectly hit the 1-to-1. I think that's what we were referencing. And then you can actually go from here. And in that case, we haven't hit it yet. But I would rather do it from here because this wave here is a correction. So you do it from the top of the wave. This is not the top. This is a correction that corrected to the top. But it wasn't a real top. Right? So yeah, we perfectly hit the 1-to-1. What does the 1-to-1 extension mean? It basically means this wave right here, or this whole wave and this whole wave is equal. 1-to-1. So, yeah, I think we're looking really, really good here, right? You have your impulse, you have your sell side of the curve, you have your accumulation structure, and now we're in the buy side of the curve. And as we move up, we backtest. We move up, we backtest. We backtest. Why? Well, because the rest of the market is, but also because we're in the retracement levels. All of this in here, right? These areas in here are very tough to get through. And that's between 250 and say 350. So yeah, I think, but I think we're getting close to the end here because when we look at Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin looks like it could potentially be in distribution because it took the lows out, right? If we go back in time and look, for example, over here, and by the way, when I pull up theta, when did theta blast off? Theta blasted off right here. And where was Bitcoin? Bitcoin was already at the very, very, very top of the market. It was done. It was in distribution, right? So if we take that off and we just throw a fractal real quick, and then you could say, yeah, it could look something like this, right? By the way, BCB, he did share this fractal, and I definitely believe it's worth sharing as well. So, but there's also a fractal that right here, which is basically theta in Bitcoin, the inverse perspective, right? So if this is Bitcoin upside down, then we should see a bounce and then a crash, just like what theta did, right? By the way, CRV and a lot of them are on, we have a 3-way pullback and we have a 9 buy. And we came down to the setup trend. So bullish. Another really good screenshot is this right here. So if Bitcoin is in that distribution, right, that's all we have left is that little tiny sliver, right? And it looks, this is a really good fractal here. Boom, 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 boom. You have that ending phase. Boom, 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 boom. You have that ending phase. And right before that, if you zoom in, you can see right here, we actually back tested in here. That's the same exact thing we're doing now. So we could have some explosive fireworks beyond belief in the altcoin market very soon, if this is going to play out in the environment that it did last time, right? And then also here's my screenshot in which we look at Ethereum Classic, right? It came out, we back tested into that retracement area. We had a 1-2, 1-2, and then we exploded. Same thing with total 3 here. We had this 3-way pullback, back testing in here. I like that doji candle, bullish hammer candle, right? So we want to get going and then get that ending phase. It could last a month, it could last 2 months, it could last 2 weeks. I don't know. You know, it just depends how. That's why you definitely want to be following along here, because this is where things happen. So either this is going to come up and we're going to start to break down, and the bear market is already here, meaning, you know, we could see something more like something like that, right? So that's all we have left. So Bitcoin needs to hurry up. I mean, the altcoins need to hurry up because that's all the time we have left. So that's one way to look at it. The other way is this fractal right here, right? When we compare the previous Bitcoin bull run, right? You sort of had that C19 style. You came up, played around, same thing here. You had that big liquidation, you kind of play around. Then you get up here, then you break out, and then you kind of flag out. We break out, now we kind of flag out. And then what happens next? Bitcoin just rampages to the upside. Then Bitcoin comes up and rampages to the upside. So when we were down here, when Bitcoin was below 60K, even 50K, I said that my target for Bitcoin is anywhere between 84 and 124, 125, right? I know that's a big range, but we didn't have any measurements. Since we had this wave here, now we can have better of a measurement. Obviously, we crushed 84, we crushed 100K, but we can't sustain above 100K. So we actually got up to about 107. So is that the top? Is that the ending? You know, there's fractals to say yes, there's fractals to say not quite yet. You know, so it's one of those things where I'm still very bullish on the market because we're in an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows. There's no, until, if this gets taken out and we go below, like, say, you know, 90K, 87K, then obviously it's not going to look good, right? Because you would look at it like 3 drives to the high. You see the bearish divergence here, boom, boom, right? But now we're kind of oversold here. So you kind of want to see it come up and take the high one more time if it is in distribution, or at least come up into a retracement. So yeah, the small time frames, look at this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 3. We got 3. Now we're getting 5. This could be our 3-way pullback here. A 1, a 2. That could be a decent entry for some altcoins. Let's look at some altcoins. Like Bohm totally got smacked down all the way back down to the low, and now it just it took everything out. So now what I see here is not a 1-2-1-2 anymore. It was a diag, right? Which means what? We have 1, 2, and then we have 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we have A, B, C. We have an expanded flat. I don't like it anymore. It looks way too extended. But this could be a 1, this could be a 2, and then we fly up to the upside for a wave 3. So, I mean, look at it and go. I mean, right now, the 30-minute chart, it's still pumping here. Let's see, dot. Still kind of pumping a little bit. Sheeb, kind of pumping a little bit. So, yeah, we just have to wait. We'll have more information a little later on. We'll see how it plays out, but that'll do it for this video. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you can hit that like, subscribe, let me know what you guys are doing. Are you buying? Are you waiting? How are you looking at this? Is this just a dead cat bounce and we're going to keep going? We're going to keep trending down? Right? If that's the case, then, you know, it's pretty much over. So we really need it to hold these lows. I mean, it's like do or die. Like that was, you know, too much, right? Because we came down here like ICP, right? We back tested, we broke out, we back tested. We got to hold that level. And I believe we will hold it. And I believe we will come back up and retrace. And when we do retrace, this would be like the biggest moment. Do we go into a bear market, or do we have one more or one massive pump? So it's all going to come down to when we get to these retracement levels. So that's why I'm buying now, right? Because I believe we will come back up there. I don't think it's just going to come down and go down and go down and go down. I mean, it could, but I just don't see that. So anyway, that'll do it. I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll have a good one.